Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about victim mindset, but a little disclaimer. This is not going to be sugar-coated, all right? If you're looking for some goo-goo gaga baby talk about, yeah, your past was so difficult, so you should keep feeling sorry for yourself, you should keep making excuses. If you're looking to reaffirm your identity as a victim, click off. You're not going to find that here, all right? This is for people who want to change. This is for people who want to improve and who are tired of feeling sorry for themselves, all right? So now that that's out of the way, you first need to know if you do have a victim mentality. That might look like always waiting for your life to get better, waiting for someone to come and save you, right? You don't actually take action. You're waiting for someone to rescue you, or you always blame others, constantly saying, woe is me. If you're tired of that pity party, this is your wake up call because, again, this is something you really need to change. It can ruin your life. And trust me, I've been there. I've had this mentality for years because you get used to it. And then it's really hard to change when you are comfortable because then you have to step out of your comfort zone. And that can be scary because it's unfamiliar. But there came a time after years of living with this mindset, I took a step back and I realized, you know what? Whatever happened in the past happened. I can't change that. From here on out, if I keep feeling sorry for myself, I'm only hurting myself. Of course, it can affect those around you and those who care about you, right, to see you suffer, but it's hurting you the most, the one with this mentality. If you refuse to take responsibility, if you're blaming everything on someone else, something else, right, you're gonna stay stuck. You're not gonna be able to improve your mental or physical health. It's what keeps people broke. It's what keeps people unhappy, alone. Let's be clear, the victim mindset is not the same thing as actually being a victim of something that has happened to you, some kind of trauma, right? Neglect, abuse. That is very real. Many people with this mindset have genuinely suffered. The problem is a lot of them make it their identity, right? Make it their entire personality. And then they use it as an excuse. They start believing bad things always happen to me. No one gets me. My life is so much harder than everyone else's. Basically, it's being stuck in woe is me mode, right? And trying to show everyone how helpless you are and looking for sympathy from others. And for years, I didn't even realize I had this mindset because it was so comfortable. And I would think, oh, wow, yeah, my past was very difficult, right? My childhood was rough. So therefore, that explains my behavior now. And that's it. The correct thing to do would be to look at your past. Okay, yeah, that's probably why I do this now. So let's change. Let's work. We got the why. Okay, we got the why. What do we do now? But instead of asking, what now? You think that you're entitled to stay bitter because of what happened to you. And I thought it was acceptable to live with that mindset and use it as an excuse. Again, the only person that's hurting is you. It's not hurting whoever wronged you in the past, okay? It's actually, in a way, giving them power. You're thinking about them, you're feeling bad because of what happened. Like, it's just not the solution. It doesn't help at all. It's just sitting and saying, yeah, that sucked. Poor me. That's why I'm so passionate about the victim mindset specifically, because you really do have to first recognize if you have it. It's kind of hard to do that sometimes because, again, it feels really comfortable. You learn it. You learn how to feel like the victim all the time and blame everyone else. And then if someone mentions it to you, hey, I think you might be playing the victim, you get really defensive. Really defensive. And that actually would be another sign. Because if you get really offended if someone says that to you, this might be a problem for you. Or if you expect others to read your mind and then get upset when they don't, that was a big one for me, then again, this might be you. Well, my trauma was worse. You don't know my trauma. It would explain why I'm this way. You don't understand what I've been through. Trust me, I've been there. I said the same thing. I thought the same thing. And you'll only grow if you want to. You'll only heal and change if you want to. And it's going to be really difficult to do that if you constantly make excuses for yourself. Okay, your trauma. Okay, got it. Yeah, trauma. Now what? I think I'll make a whole separate video about trauma and how that can shape your behavior, and we'll talk about that, so make sure you are subscribed. But if you want to stay there, if you want people to pity you, you can. No one's going to stop you. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Go ahead, but don't pretend you want to change if you can't let go of that crutch of your trauma, of your past. So if you also over-explain yourself constantly, if you feel like everyone's against you, ruminate on the past and telling the story of how you were abused and blah, 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 and over and over and over and over again without thinking, okay, what now? You're not just remembering what happened to you, you're becoming that. That's not good. Your trauma is real, but it is not your identity, or at least it should not be. When you use this as an excuse, you don't have to take risks, so it feels safe. You don't have to change. You don't have to be vulnerable again. You might get sympathy, you might get woe is you, but you won't get accountability, you won't understand responsibility, and without that, you're gonna stay powerless. And this can be addictive, this mindset, right? The ego loves to feel like it was right about how unfair life is, specifically to you. It's so much harder for you. At the time, I'm looking back, I didn't actually want anyone else's pity. It was more of like me telling myself and feeling sorry for myself, oh yeah, this makes sense, why I can't change, it's always gonna be like that. Girl, get over it. I would tell people and I'd be like, yeah, this happened to me. And they would be in shock. They're like, wait, you never talk about that. That's crazy. Why don't you talk about why? I don't need your pity. I was not interested in other people's pity. I would tell myself, yeah, that's sad. No, that's sad. That's why you can't improve now. That's what it was for me. But I know some people, they want to hear it from other people as well. So there are different ways that this can present itself. And for younger people, like for Gen Z, it's 10 times worse now because social media rewards people with attention when you constantly talk about your struggles. It's someone else's fault. Blame it on capitalism. Blame it on your parents, on society. Blame your ex, blame the weather, blame the spider on the floor. I don't know. Always find someone or something to blame. That keeps you in a loop where you never grow. A loop where you post about your pain, but you never heal it. It's a trap, and people who actually escape are the ones who can take responsibility, who can grow, who are successful, okay? This can keep you stuck in toxic relationships. This can keep you in jobs that you hate because you don't feel like you can actually do better. You don't feel like you deserve better. You're jealous of people who are doing better, but not because you feel like you can work towards that goal and you just don't want to work, but you feel like they're just luckier. They've had everything handed to them. Hey, so for some people, yes, didn't have to do anything, but others, they actually work. That's the difference. A lot of successful people were rejected, were abused, humiliated, failed over and over and over again, but then tried over and over and over again and kept trying until they succeeded. That is the difference. They didn't use their trauma as an excuse. They used it as fuel. There's a difference between someone who had that traumatic experience and kept trying and then eventually won, and someone who stays bitter because of that traumatic experience and never tries. Oh, well, it's me. Okay, my life is doomed. Okay, that's how you think? Okay. That's how it's gonna go. And then some people who struggle with this, they'll say, I've tried everything. Nothing works. Did you really? Because I know when I would say that, when I would think these thoughts, I wouldn't really try everything. Okay, I wouldn't. I would say that I did. But then I would journal for like 2 seconds. I would look up a therapist, didn't really like the therapist, and then give up. I would go to the gym, but then get tired and then didn't go the next week. You start the habit, the routine, and then you don't see results immediately and you give up and you blame it on the process. No. It's you. It's you. So you have to try again and you have to stick with it and you have to be consistent. You cannot be perfect. That's the thing I struggled with also, is being a perfectionist and wanting to quit as soon as I realized that things weren't perfect. Oh no, this assignment, the first step, I didn't do it perfectly. Let me just procrastinate. Like, it sounds crazy, but I needed things to be perfect, and that's what was holding me back. So you have to realize no one's perfect. You're never going to be perfect. You really just have to do your best. You have to start. And taking accountability does not mean that something that happened to you in the past is your fault. It means that changing your life is your responsibility. Even therapy, for example. Therapy can be great, but the therapist is not the one to heal you. They can give you the tools. They can guide you through the process, but only you can heal yourself. Only you can change, and you have to want to change. There are plenty of people that I know, and if you know, then you know how frustrating this is, but they complain all the time. Oh, woe is me. Hey, do you want to try therapy? I know what could help. Maybe you want to journal, like you give them a bunch of different options. You talk to them about it, what they can do, some practical solutions. No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's too late for me. It's too late. Okay, then be quiet. If you don't want to change, you must love suffering then, because why are you always talking about it? You want people's pity, but you don't want to change. I get it. Okay, like to a certain extent, I understand that that can feel addicting because, again, that's comfortable. That's what you know. The point is, you will only change if you want to change. So you have to be very clear on the why. And blaming others forever, won't cut it. You'll just end up angry and resentful for years, and you won't change a thing about yourself, and you'll stay miserable instead of becoming the person you want to be. Do you think anyone else would care? I mean, eventually, even the ones who love you, if year after year you're the same, you don't want to change at all, you don't want to improve, you're not trying anything, it's a dangerous game you're playing. You cannot heal if you keep replaying your pain and building your entire identity around that. So how do you move out of victim mode? You call out yourself kindly but directly. Hey, where am I blaming again instead of taking action? Change I can't to I'm learning how to. You have to change the script. A lot of the time we take the script that we were told from someone that bullied you or someone that abused you, right? Or someone, whatever your, trauma was, and you believe that. You have to write your own script. Nothing ever works for me. I'm figuring it out. I'm improving. I'm learning. And keep promises to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Do it. That's how you learn to trust yourself. And this is a big one. Don't spiral about what's missing. Focus on what's already working in your life and what you already have. Give to others. Give to those in need. Do what you can. That changes your mindset from I need, I'm in lack, to I can give someone something, okay? And I know I don't have anything. I don't have anything to be grateful for. Yeah, you do. If you're listening to this, you have some kind of device that's already so much more than so many people on this planet have. So be grateful for that. And you are not your past. You are not powerless. But again, no one is coming to save you and fix all your problems. So you have to stop waiting and start moving. Life will hurt sometimes. That's inevitable. Disappointment, heartbreak, betrayal, welcome to Earth. But how you respond is what makes or breaks you. Instead of why me, say what now? What would my highest self do? How can I grow from this? And when you love yourself, you want what's best for yourself. So that's also very important and something you have to work on. No more laying in bed and feeling sorry for yourself. Ew. Then don't complain. You have no right to complain. Ask yourself again, what is the next move? What is the version of me that's healthy, that's thriving? What would they do? Because they're waiting for you to step up. Only you can do that. If you're serious about actually healing and taking your power back, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see more videos like this. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.